Melinda, things I used to know. Melinda, red blood in the white snow. The curtains are dying, and the things I used to know. She drinks before noon, wild black tequila, her only chance to make it through summer. Her daddy's at the bottom of the bottle, and I don't know if I should get her there. And I could fold her napkin, I could wipe her brow. Nobody's speaking, because summer is almost over now, and she's going to gun it down. I don't have anything to say. Let's start with that. Her sunglasses back and forth across the dashboard. She's wondering if anyone even wants to figure her out. A bridge before Canada, and the rear view mirror begins to pout. I have a bag of pipe tobacco and a pile of firewood by the door. It's autumn, and the burnt sienna grass is saying midnight mass. She says calling it fall is calling it crass, and winter is waiting because autumn lives not to last. Melinda vinegar bottles by the stove and hands through her sawdust hair. The floodlights against the snow are dark on the other side of the things I used to know. Dana 2002 Blues. I wanted her, but I didn't admit it to myself. Dirty blonde hair twirl and college chill. It never occurred to me that she may have wanted me too. I ran into her 100 years later, and I wondered if she was still vanilla amusement park beautiful, like a roller coaster that kept going up. But she was no Dana of 2002. She was wrinkled like a dollar bill. But that's what happens when you're spinning with the earth in orbit and chasing it for more. And I wish I could have bought her a makeover and smoothed things out for her. But she was still chasing something, and I was looking the other way. Bottle-capped head, alone trying to wipe my mother's tears under 2 blankets and a sheet, listening to the upstairs neighbor's shower turning on, the water sounding like tightrope circus tension, 4 volcanic sneezes, pill bottle resurrection. Where are my cigarettes? Again with the damn cigarettes. Blue lighter bought at the mall newsstand for $2.49. Yes, $2.49. Dead on the nightstand. I won't throw it away because I'm convinced it shouldn't be dead yet. Han Solo blue jacket, too small for my fat stomach. Cheese sandwich and potato chip respite. 2 in the afternoon gossip TV I can stand exactly 7 minutes of. Nowhere to go but the broken ceiling fan rattle. Dead to the Exxon where I sat and idled my engine through petrified highway torture. They haven't seen me in weeks. I stopped drinking energy drinks. The lotto cards look like candy after 2 monsters. I don't know why I'm sitting here with my head in my head, unable to undress my senses for easy Saturday car glare that just zoomed past my window. The petals around my skin hurt too much to bloom, and I haven't breathed in weeks. Slipface. I keep thinking from this shore house right on the beach that I should be scrambling, trying to pay for beach tags, or they might come up on my deck and see if I've got any. I don't know, I'm used to the shore for an afternoon, worrying about the change for a parking meter, dumping sweaty quarters in and leaving the beach almost before I hear them drop. Or if I'm really lucky, clicking on a black TV with a crack in the corner afterwards, in a little hotel room rented for the night. The shore for me has always been awkward sandal boardwalk steps and sunglasses I'm about to lose. When I used to look at houses like the one I'm staying in, it was like they weren't even there. Just shutters and new paint. Almost like I had to wipe my feet even if I just walked past them. I sidewalked, scorched, beach sand trampled my way for blocks, with umbrellas and folding chairs, and coolers and t-shirt stores and giant boardwalk fudge menu chalkboards, working real hard to relax. Listening to people say, imagine staying in one of those houses, And now I'm in one, and I sort of want to feel like my grampy, rich after the Depression, soup lines to Cadillacs. But I don't have the bravado to be a conqueror of America. And comparing your rags to your riches too much is just asking to have both of them taken away. Anyway, I'm watching everybody go to the beach like I did from high above them, in the kind of place where if I fall out of my bed, I'd land in the ocean. But I'm not really up here as a king or down there as a groundling. I'm just the way the sand falls down the dune. And the water from the hose where I'm putting out my cigarette butts has more meaning to me than the ocean does. So I think I'll watch the boat races later on and cheer for the undertow.
If I could just waste 5 minutes of your time. If I could just waste 5 minutes of your time that you'll never get back again, I want to tell you about this exclusive offer just for you and 700 billion other people. You are very lucky to receive this free offer that we're going to charge you for. Did you know that the average American spends up to 80 hours a week looking at stuff? Did you know that stuff is the #1 most prevalent thing in the world today? Did you know that stuff is everywhere? What if I told you that all that stuff could add up to thousands of dollars for you to pay us? We'll only charge you $49.99 for the first month you start looking at stuff, and then the offer only gets better when we begin charging you a mere $89.99 a month for looking at the exact same stuff. Stuffit has been a well-respected family-owned business conning generations and generations of our cherished customers all across the American landscape for over 162 years now. Our founder, O.P. Stuff, took some stuff for granted and built our first factory out of it in spring of 1895. Since then, our company has been ripping people off with a 100% guarantee that you will not be satisfied. Stuffit was founded on the principles of trust and breaking it. So let me ask you, would you like to sign up for our exclusive offer by answering a few easy questions, or do you want me to stuff it and make your account active right away? Either way, I'll have you enrolled today. West Nile love. Mosquitoes squish on your gray corduroys, and nobody's looking beneath the picnic table. Toxic relationship gossip shows and my stupid disease. Dragonfly summer, me in ripped jeans. Daybreak summons me to where water ripples. The pond languid sleeping sighs. Dragonflies skating, stone skipping. I'm in love with the summer and its bold circumference, and maybe you.
Postman blues. The postman is always on his phone talking. He told me it helps pass the time. I don't have anybody to talk to, but if I did, I would call him because I like the way he sounds. Halfway to Harrisburg, At some too-clean gas station with yellow, blue, and white gleam, under almost morbid white skies, I saw her in zebra print blouse, black stockings, and high heels when I was halfway to Harrisburg and all the way gone, with her tight-cut black bangs passing me on her way in, taking a swig from a water bottle filled with vodka like a boardroom princess falling in the afternoon light.
April announces new technology that will make your high-tech new gadget head spin. Crashing websites, weak Wi-Fi signals, forgotten passwords and security codes. Sound familiar? All the pitfalls of the current digital download scene. Well, at least for now. That's right, there's a new tech gadget on the market that's going to destroy your slow download qualms altogether. It's going to completely revolutionize the music and recording industry, said Milford Gaines, a resident high-tech geek extraordinaire. I don't think the technology stratosphere is even going to be able to handle it. Insider Geek Tech magazine was lucky enough to get the first look at it last week, along with only a handful of other tech world elites, at the semi-annual TechieCon at Hijinks Electronic in Alberta, Canada. What the hell is it? Said Sally Fisher of GeekNet Tech, pushing her gigantic glasses back behind her ears past her freckles and ponytail. Yeah, Sally, good question. Well, according to Mumford Legends, computer analyst, digistrategist, and head engineer for the creative team at April who developed it, that by the year 2028, we won't even be downloading music anymore, making iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, etc. virtually obsolete. That's great, you say, right? But still, what the hell is it? It's called a cassette tape. What's best? You can actually hold it in your hand. Music not on a screen. You can put it in stuff. Cars, home stereos, even eventually in your pocket. Scientists at April are currently working on a portable player for the cassette tape called the Walking In Again Man, or Walkman. It's still a prototype, so they haven't come to a conclusion about the name yet. But wow, can you imagine taking a stereo with you out instead of your phone that is exclusively made just for playing music? Jeepers, why did we have to wait so long for this?
Memory in poor lighting. Old mornings of honey buns and caffeine. The stream of sun through the little town, and now the dust on the ceiling fan turning over our days. Places. Smoking these cigarettes. I'm the poster child for it, though it comes out in the poems. The church bell rings. Gazebo, 2000 something. I'm sure we talked and felt that day. Me and the fleshy little hopeless few. Rainy breeze. Little clipping Dan now. Little splices of my nothing. What a downer. Nah, I'm just texting myself a graveyard. Little clipped lawn of my tomorrow. I don't have the keys for it. I'll get there by dawn or Friday. City me, country me, this me. Instant coffee, little donuts, and tasty cakes. Chris, did we say hello? Dial tone, drum. Community eyesores. You see, I got a bum living with me too. Yeah, why don't you sit out there another hour, Dan? You sit out there all the time. Don't you do anything all day?
My sons are in the marching band. They're good boys. You nut, I'm trying to make my lawn look like the town of Walnut Meadows. But I just can't do it since they had to remodel the train station. I'm gonna go ask my cousin who knows all about local history when they put that train station in. He's really smart. Why aren't my lazy sons mowing my lawn? We got Springsteen tickets. We're gonna go stink up the city with how afraid we are of all the bums. And buy some $7 Deer Park water sold by a crack addict. It's our big night away from all those blissful Walmart afternoons where we spend and spend. We need a break from all that spending. I can't wait until somebody moves out and I can sit on the steps and be a loser like you too.
I only bought it because I had to throw some on. It was sleek and had edge, and it reminded me of my Uncle Randy. It was black and green and looked like it should belong to a man. You see, seeing a woman that looks like sex coming out of a coffee shop will make you do things like run to a drugstore because you're afraid you stink and buy deodorant you can't afford just to try to be as cool as your uncle. Me and my Z.
Hey everybody, I am Dexter Frump. Welcome to the Frumpcast. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you to my listeners. We have 1,111 and a half listeners now. Thank you guys so much for listening. That being said, let's get started. Submissions are open for the Swaying Drunkards Moose, and I am so excited to start reading your poems. Unless they're about your cat or Jesus, we don't want to read those. Please don't send submissions to our old Tally-Ho site or they will not be read. Tally-Ho died in June of 2015 to become the lovely Swaying Drunkards Moose that we're so eternally proud of now. Wild applause, glory, female orgasm. The last thing I want to say about the Swaying Drunkards Moose is we are so stoked, y'all, to have Godfrey Blurst as our new fiction editor for spring. So if you're submitting prose, it's Godfrey's pants you're going to be pulling down and munching on while you wait for a response, which incidentally is usually 2 to 3 months after we have received your reading fee. Hey people, I work at a community college and cafeteria lunches are expensive. Plus I have a wife and kid of my own. Well, you get the idea. Now, on to other matters. As many of you know, I own a small independent bookstore right here in downtown Milwaukee called Vagina Jaw. And to coincide with the release of our annual poetry anthology, Vagina Heart, we had a gathering, a soiree, a who's who, back in March. Well, I just want to say thank you to the members of the Calvary Covenant First Baptist Church for protesting the cover of the 2016 edition of Vagina Heart, which featured a Christmas tree screwing an Easter bunny. Because if it wasn't for you, I don't think we would have made the arts and leisure section of the Weekend Milwaukee Sun. Big thanks also to Jerry Tildor, our art director, for all the Swaying Drunkards Moose and Vagina Heart editions, going all the way back to Tally-Ho, and before that to the Muses Brunch. So enough said. In other happenings, too much to my delight, amusement, shock, and guess, I guess I don't know what, I saw on eBay that going for a cool $267 is Kitty Hawk, the inaugural and only release, of course on vinyl. Is there anything else, listeners? From the founding members of my 80s new wave punk nouveau band, the Royal Growl. You may have seen pictures of me from the old days on my Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and Google Plus accounts. I think I may have some up there anyway. Like Rory Verne, our bassist, used to say, let them know you're jaded. So that's what I do on my accounts. Just plaster it with my jadedness. Speaking of Rory, big congrats to him for playing acoustic guitar for the surviving members of Jack Biscuit on their recent tour. So I have you guys ever had a literary meltdown? This is the last thing I want to talk about. I was reading the proofs yesterday on some things, and I couldn't think for like 2 minutes. I swear on Trump's gold. The word sounded like mushy oatmeal. It didn't help, of course, that some people were there giving me the business because I didn't offer them much for their box of V.C. Andrews books. But what can I do? Like I said, people, I have a family too. Which reminds me, I gotta get to it. Pigeon crap, everybody. Dexter Frumtastic. Thank you for listening to the Frumcast, and tune in next week, and maybe I'll cook some Frump biscuits. Thanks, pal.
3 around 7. Dusty floors. A little drunk. Early morning flea market nausea. Dave, who looks like Johnny Depp. Rob, who looks like Ryan Gosling. And me, who looks like yesterday. I guess somewhere in the cigarette smoke. You could smoke in there back then. All 3 of us got lost. Are there any smiles beneath the tiles I could dig up? I'm going to suck on all of those years for a while, like an old piece of candy that I can't believe has dissolved. You are my sunshine. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken, and I hung my head and I cried. Gods and God, are my friends still alive? And if they are they dead? I spent too long walking to them without even knowing it. There's nobody at the other end of my alley again now, and I like it this way. My mentors are misbegotten, and I was fooled into following their khaki pants. Demigod Izod. A long dive into the Galilean Sea, and all I do after is exhaust me. Kill my fingers. My face is better when God glows it. The memory of a long couch to lie on, where the afternoon used to be, is waiting for me. And why can't this become a memory?
Pen frustration. Step on up to Pen Frustration, Mental Unhealth Instability Facility. You crazies of Sussex County, and pay us a ton of your pathetic disability to prescribe you 700 million milligrams of dopa everything. So you are so medicated you can't feel your mental illness. only the chemicals firing like machine guns in your synapses and leaving you feeling like a dissolved pill filled with akathisia and OCD. That's right. Trade your old mental illness for a new one caused by the medication here at Pen Frustration. Build your social and emotional life with other clients who have agreed to continue getting pills prescribed to fight off the effects of their old ones year after year without ever getting better. We have thousands of programs where you can let your dreams die and your hopes fade in order to commit yourself to hospitals and the line of thinking that you are forever mentally ill and there's nothing anyone, even God, can do about it. We are founded on Christian principles, we just don't believe in them. The only way out of here is if we don't let you in because you don't have your copay. Get well soon, and remember, you never will.
Just rolled out of the Atlantic Ocean. Just rolled out of the Atlantic Ocean, and now I don't know what to do. Dry cigarette ashes like dusty flakes of skin, and a plant that needs watering. 89 degrees, but with the humidity, it feels like August skies, doused with hazy gases and set on fire. I'm thinking of living in a mountain house, fall through the ice on a lake or a Family Dollar. Buy some little house with my little bit of money, with wind blowing snow off the drifts to dream through, and a fireplace that uses the past for kindling. I walked into this pizza place out of the heat-swarmed dead stoplight with a broken AC desecration to the rerun of a football game in a blizzard, where I felt a little cold and had gotten as close as I could to the John Denver cabin my parents almost made it to, and left hanging somewhere in the Arizona desert. Rolled out of the Atlantic Ocean, and I don't know what to do but freeze.
On the next Murray. For over 4 years, our next guest kept her normalcy a secret from friends, neighbors, relatives, and anybody who ran the risk of exposing her. And now she's here to discuss the shame of that experience and talk about her new tell-all book, I Just Wanna Go Crazy. Can you please give a warm welcome, everybody, to Meredith Durang? Meredith, when did you first start noticing your normalcy?
Well, Murray, I was 23 and I had just gotten married. My husband worked for a major accounting firm right here in the city.
Mm-hmm.
We had just bought a new house. We were planning on having kids and everything was perfect. That's when I noticed something was wrong.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can imagine. So what did you do? I mean, here you are, you have this great life. Everything's hunky-dory, but it's not, is it?
No, not at all, Murray. I mean, I noticed paying my car insurance on time, wondering what foods would be healthiest to eat, balancing my checkbook, and at the end of the week, all the telltale signs.
So what did you do? I mean, I can't imagine the stress you must have been under, hiding it from your husband, because you were hiding it by this time, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he didn't even have a clue. He thought I was as schizoid as the next guy. My mother and father could maybe tell something was up. I wasn't sure. But I did make it a point not to invite them over to the house. I didn't want them seeing, my neatly stacked magazines and glasses of lemonade or hidden bottles of the furniture polish. Oh, and God forbid they should see how well Robert and I had been getting along.
Robert, this is your husband?
Well, he was my husband when he left. He left when he found out.
Oh my, so how did he find out? I mean, what was the breaking point for you? When did you say to yourself, Meredith, I just can't take it anymore. This is all just too normal?
Well, I really knew I had hit rock bottom when I started wondering if the school district we lived in would be a good one to send our kids to. Robert even caught me Googling the cost of private schools one afternoon, just to see how expensive they might be. I just lost it. I said, "Robert, I'm too normal. I'm just way too normal." Well, I was in tears. And he just kept saying, "No, you're not. Nothing about you is normal. And you're hysterically crying right now. That is not normal." But by then, Murray, it was too late. I knew how normal I was. And at first we tried therapists and my family doctor. And finally we spoke with the Reverend who married us. A family friend actually recommended a psychiatrist that had helped his family out in their time, named Dr. Schweizer. He diagnosed me with ADD, or abnormal deficiency disorder, and started me on some medications right away. Finally, I started to feel better, knowing there was something wrong with me, and I'm proud to say, Murray, that I have not felt normal for a very long time now.
Nothing blues. Cars, nothing. Food, just a chip of nothing. Hey James, did you like that movie? I thought it was funny. Speech nothing. Big corner sidewalk rooted in the southern grown. Something. Pill nothing? Feel better than all pilly. Manners nothing? Aren't you glad you learned to say thank you? Gratitude nothing. Say it like you mean it. Phone nothing. I don't see anybody calling, do you? Traffic nothing. The Lord is taking care of all of them. Wow. Wow, nothing. Get excited. That's a lot of people. Over here, nothing? Well, it was something. I just couldn't hear it. Scrape my knee, nothing. What are you talking about? That hurts. All these nothings are really killing me. Nothing to say but sorry. Green, nothing? Come on, that's really green. Letters, nothing. Word. Street, nothing? A black river you're smoothing through. Antidote, nothing. Just my whole life. Buy, nothing. No, that's the devil's doing. Interior, nothing? That's how you're staying so deep. Lord, nothing? No, that's everything.
Condensation bubbles hanging out, water pouring over me from the shower head. I breathe again.
Letter to someone not knowing who I'm writing to. Dear you, I'm walking past a heavy-set young woman smoking. It smells so sweet. She's checking her phone and inhaling. It's a familiar position to me. It's one I've had myself. Lean against a building and be in that world, important and driven. I guess I've been flitting around lately. A quick photograph to go with a few lines of a poem. A penny on a dirty carpet with black fuzzies on it. A deep forbidden kiss on lips burgundy sweet and licked with death. I don't know what I want, just to sit in this chair and know I'm okay. I'm just making the slashes on this paper earth that I'm making, aren't I? How are you? Do you want to go home with the bartender? Do you want to buy a house and never think about the past again? Do you own a cat? Do you know what you're doing to take care of it? Is your pen tired like mine? I'm a Motown record. I'll be dead Thursday. Well, I hope not. LA looks like a Hollywood tan to me. A Hollywood tan I'll never know. A black summer night over lights and city, cars and crowds. I guess I'm going with my wife to write poems and see if anyone calls me beautiful. I hate this beat. Am I run over by the traffic? Put the tears on this page. The life of one man stabbing through his neck to get to the blood of love. I miss my mom. God, you look like invisible glitter. And this makes me sit and praise your name. Because I felt my tears and knew every drop was an old man's old coat. Dear you who I don't know,
Thanks for listening to my prayers. Thanks for listening to me whine all the while needing to dine. I'm tired of that stroke of sun. So long, stay you. Sincerely, Daniel J. Flore. A Better Martha Blues. She was too pretty, looking better than Martha in the supermarket, with her jogging pants, warm-up jacket, and sneaks. She was a skinny Martha, but not unhealthy, like an organic Martha, cigarette-less, like a cantaloupe rind and vitamin D supplement, respected, graceful, almost removed, athletic. And I stood there with Mexican jumping bean head, embarrassed at how I fell prey to her beauty, like a summer night in the Outer Banks. Her on a wooden chaise lounge, but really sitting somewhere over the ocean, somewhere in the light off the water, somewhere in my old summers of tan and boardwalk, somewhere like a family friend and tennis rival under the lights when the night was cold to your sweat, and better than the daytime because it was so cool. And she was a better Martha, with her unknown eyes looking at me, shockingly for reasons I can't understand. Somewhere like a pillar of excellence and sea breeze. At least that's what I saw of her in the cold light of the grocery store. She was a better version of poor Martha, and I was better just for being around her. Matt. His son looked like they just emptied the Job Johnnies at a Fish concert, and he used to come over to smoke pot with Matt in the basement, like two white suburban blowfish sucking on the end of a roach clip in the dryer lint and cobwebs, thinking how great it was that they could do that together. Little room of muted colors. It was a little room in a little town with a little rent. I only needed it for the night, and I ended up not even staying that long. It had a big window that looked onto nothing. Big window of my fractured day. Big window, thank you for the light you let in when I couldn't see past your curtains. The bedspread was like a mauve blue, a faded tone, which is probably why I don't remember much of it. It wasn't really a puke color, just kind of ugly enough to be comfortable, in a town that didn't say much, didn't have much, and didn't want much, with stones and boulders quiet enough to make you forget what you were thinking about. It did have a puke mauve phone, which made me feel better, even though there was no one to call, and I hadn't seen anybody at the front desk since I checked in. I think I ordered a pizza, and stared at the out-of-place Indian carpet, and threw on daytime TV with a frayed-edged light blue blanket over me. I wonder if I had stayed, if I had made it my new home like I thought it might be for the first hour I was there. Would I have hung wash in the yard, in front of the big window, played horseshoes on Thursdays with the Mexicans? Would I have had quiet, full afternoons of easy haze, yellow sun? Would I have written my dad long letters about my grandfather and composed poems at the puke-light brown desk under the saturated midnight sky with my reading glasses on and my wooden pencil like an old candle lit in my hand? I don't know, little room I barely knew. You were dark enough to keep me safe. Who watches over you when the light gets under your door a little too glaringly and everybody has returned their room key? How quiet is it after 1 a.m. when even the hum of the ice machine has gone off for the night? Dust shine. This afternoon, my dad drove by, and when I was sitting on the deck, he does that sometimes, and I stood up and waved to see if he would stop. He didn't. Such is the avenue today. Empty sun on the streets and grass.
little boring wind. Too long afternoon when my dad didn't stop. The echoes of his honks playing in my head, like the soft debris of what could have been. "8:06 a.m. blues, weak phone fingers, Monday work rush, wet street car whooshes, weak coffee, weak thoughts, last night's McDonald's fries old on the TV tray and ketchup. Feed the cat, text your mom, feel the last few seconds of when you were asleep still ticking in the clock above the kitchen table, and know this morning isn't the beginning of anything." Limbo blues. Cigarette flicking. Pet the dogs without being able to early morning carpet lay relax like I have a million times before. Alpo blues. I hope they keep them strong. Barge in on the wife, trying to sleep off yesterday's drive. I know better. Get the hell out of there. I don't know what to do. My mom leaves pissed because she almost hit our car. We tried to move it out of the way. We were scared we'd get hit by lightning in the almost Noah storm last night. We'd have been fine. When did I become such a wuss? Stepfather weird vibe. Take a pill that sucks cause my brain is the eggs I'm hungry for. Gas station dude smiling. I picked the checkout line of the sweet girl that looks like a praying mantis because I like beauty. She yawned like every gas station waltzer man does that. She's too sweet to be odd around. I don't know. I'm just fizzing through another morning. This way, that way. Nothing going on. Better to listen to the baby cry in this limbo store waiting in line. Let him scream. Why can't I scream? Hate. Oh, go to hell. It ain't that bad. Mountain man ain't. I don't even talk like that. I used to hate the word ain't. But who the hell cares? It's the same as isn't. Devotional blues. Feel like my phone is 3 miles long. Like it's stretching through the atmosphere while I'm trying to chill. Dumb Dan Jerko, nonsensical day. What the cursor is wrong with my sense of peace? Limbo blues in the ugly morning that could have been sweet like a breakfast sausage or a long goodbye to a life I left behind. Limbo blues took over, Lord. Bad streak. I hate this ugly streak of me. Through my head. RAM. 4 spiral notebook rip poems with water-damaged blue blur lines on crunchy white psychotic origami sheets on the hard drive in the rain through my memory. Hanging man. I could almost go over the end of this mattress and into sleep, but I let my arm dangle there like a drooping cigarette ash, just about to fall. Echoes. You said, "Yay!" when your son went down the slide, and the sound of your life was of such tenderness and vulnerability, like a faraway memory of my own mom coming over to me like an echo, that I couldn't help but take notice of your love as it drifted in the breeze of my thoughts into a symphony of clarity. And I just wanted to say thank you. I hope you heard the crescendo. the night I met Chesterfield Adams. He came here by train from New Hampshire and sat down in the chair next to me to hit on my wife. I could tell by the look on his face he was embarrassed when I came back from smoking a cigarette, and he introduced himself to me. Chesterfield Adams from Concord. He smelled like an old pipe, and his rain jacket was a darker blue than any I had ever seen. He was wearing a V-neck sweater and a V-shaped haircut. So did I miss the poetry reading? I guess it was about an hour or so ago. That's right, I said. Are you a poet? No, I'm a flower guy. I'm new in town. I came up here to try to meet some people. Thank God, I said. It seems like the only people I talk to are poets, and I came up here to get away from them. Well, how are you going to do that when you're surrounded by poets? I liked the way Chesterfield's lips moved and how he sounded like he was selling me something. I decided I would buy. Why don't we stand outside and see if the car lights under the night can solve both of our problems? Hubcap. The naked truth is a hubcap. You have to look at the whole thing to see how it moves. A little bit of the table. This verse is only a little bit of the table. There's only a touch of the Cochranville sky and the black parking lot in the dark in it. The stars are too bright at 3:33 in the morning to show up here, and so are the empty gas pumps. There's just some old hot dogs on the rollers, aluminum foil wrappers in their cardboard carriers, a 20-something kid I didn't know too well but was friendly enough behind the counter, and a half a pack of cigarettes next to a monster that hit me like a NyQuil outside on the table, where I sat and dreamed about my friends in the empty Cochranville sky after the rain, when none of them showed up. The key to the room. I was stranded at a hotel room in the darkness of the wooden furniture, across the tear in a crooked cream lampshade, with the unmade wrinkles of white sheets laughing at me sinisterly, thinking there was something in the big window by the bed, if I could just find a different way of looking at the view. Hidden smoke. Around the corner from the convenience store Speed, I become hidden with the trash and the black water of the street to light up and become the smoke blowing away. Your mouth is a razor. Your mouth is a razor, and I want to kiss it so you can feel how hot my blood gets when I play on the edge. Invisible killer. Beauty, I have desecrated you, all the while thinking I have done nothing wrong. Forgive me. I am so ugly now.
JCPenney for you. I get something new. Wish we could have gotten lost in the shopper's sky. But I don't have a buck, and there's too many tears in my eyes. Our comforting days are gone, and their green dollars. Give the memories there a holler. Gift card user blues when it doesn't even belong to you. I'd have just bought smokes with wine. You'd have bought makeup divine. Instead we're on each other's dime. Nothing left for me, nothing left for you. No cash, little sky, broke enough to die. Buy yourself a middle-class dream. It was so long ago I can't even breathe. Goodbye, moon. Buy a big purse that never snaps shut, and I'll get milk bones for the pups. Sneaky moon now, we're letting steal away the silver spoon the potters play. Could have bought a 10-minute trip back to the middle class. Instead we're left falling on our ass. Old gift card at zero in the trash. It looked so good when it was worth some cash.
Pre-dawn even blues, duties and coffee, TV news, 2 pieces of toast, a smoothie, houses that need to remain. Don't wake the kids on your way to work. Blood. A black wind to the northwest, and I've been near death. Big goofy blowout snob slobs towering over me unaware. Turn into twinkle-toe youth I've forgotten or never knew. Old loves dancing around computer screen words that hit too close to my groin. Teeny tweenies staring at my wife with their pubescent zits. They're growing out of their faces, about to burst. I'd like to show them I'm more sensitive than their little eyelashes by not spitting mucus down their throats. Torture chamber easy chair. I jab through it with my black pen poison, still like the white underbelly of a holy bat flying across the page. I don't know you, but I've seen your face expand like an elastic realtor selling me homelessness. You sop up your glory gravy with bread you didn't grow and don't have any idea where it came from. Sick bastard walking by nightfall, saving my life in his lunacy. I'll dump this life for him in a garbage truck dump second. I had the whole world in my living room because I wanted to tell them to put their phone down for a second to resurrect, and they hung around for a week and wouldn't leave. I should have sent them out to buy a pack of cigarettes. I'm fat this morning. In the afternoon, I'm George Clooney in white tuxedo. I hope by nightfall I'll be back to Danny. Complete explosions of the heart go on forever. Don't be fooled by the turd in the sink. I'd die for a flower. I can't even live here. Thank God I don't, and that's the truth. You can sit at this table. Every star magnificent with a deep light I thought had extinguished, but kept blaring when I was blank-headed from the constant guillotine of this, hated, dead through the halls of near death. Shatter the piano key, shatter the heavens across me, blood. Sweat. My bed-broken mind. I want to snore it away. Me and tools, boundless rest. 3 pieces of me. One looks like a cigarette and a shy laugh with you. One looks like a country dream. One looks like Salvador Scaredy. Tight pit dooming away. Goodbye, death. You were hell. Day through the shutters. Come quick. Trust the sweat, and you're already dead. Balcony paranoia ramble. Truck starts up real weird. Is he off to kick the crap out of someone? Is he watching me?
Worst part is he's coming back, and I'm not even supposed to be here. The Witch of the Hills. She's sitting up in her blue sleeping bag, smoking and trying to disembowel my Sunday. Get off the John Deere. Screw the Stone Harbor mugs. I exhumed the vacuum from the tomb you buried your stepmother in. I walked the dog and you left cigarette butts in the carpet fibers that were supposed to be everything domestic, everything that supposedly our childhood died for. Thanks a lot. I fried you a hamburger. I cooked you a sandwich with mustard and oil. I cooked your goose, Ron. Thanks for not doing the dishes. Thanks for the drops of piss on the toilet seat. Thanks for putting 73 pounds on our wedding night. I'm gone. It's everything we didn't want to happen. And now it's spilled right onto your lap where you sit. Have a half-stupid dream of yours, Ron. Or you know what? I'll do it like everything else around here. I think we're still at the lake, and your ace of hearts just beat me in solitaire. Have a bite of the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches we packed, and try not to drop it in the sand this time, old man. Maggie.
Bed and ceiling woos. These hospital sheets and the white above me are ugly reminders of my sickness. Days of my sickness and care. Perfect aisles, the easy cartload afternoon of my father and stepmother and I shopping that I never saw ending. We left you some tasty cakes on the counter, Danny. Cabin snow, a little bit of snow on the porch swing armrest. A pack of smokes there too, and my burgundy lighter. Ignite. The smell of fresh cut wood smoking from the backyard. The evergreen decorated with white, like a smear of mint candy in a field of sugar. The mountain house is light brown, white, and mold. Turn the gold brass knob and open the door to 100 winters water damaged into the wood. Little room of muted colors. It was a little room in a little town with a little rent. I only needed it for the night, and I ended up not even staying that long. It had a big window that looked onto nothing. Big window of my fractured day. Big window, thank you for the light you let in when I couldn't see past your curtains. The bedspread was like a mauve blue, a faded tone, which is probably why I don't remember much of it. It wasn't really a puke color, just kind of ugly enough to be comfortable in a town that didn't say much, didn't have much, and didn't want much, with stones and boulders quiet enough to make you forget what you were thinking about. It did have a puke mauve phone, which made me feel better, even though there was no one to call and I hadn't seen anybody at the front desk since I checked in. I think I ordered a pizza and stared at the out-of-place Indian carpet and threw on daytime TV with a frayed-edged light blue blanket over me. I wonder if I had stayed, if I had made it my new home like I thought it might be for the first hour I was there. Would I have hung wash in the yard in front of the big window, played horseshoes on Thursdays with the Mexicans? Would I have had quiet, full afternoons of easy haze, yellow sun? Would I have written my dad long letters about my grandfather and composed poems at the puke-light brown desk under the saturated midnight sky, with my reading glasses on and my wooden pencil like an old candle lit in my hand? I don't know, little room I barely knew. You were dark enough to keep me safe. Who watches over you when the light gets under your door a little too glaringly and everybody has returned their room key? How quiet is it after 1 a.m. when even the hum of the ice machine has gone off for the night? Dana 2002 Blues. I wanted her, but I didn't admit it to myself. Dirty blonde hair twirl and college chill. It never occurred to me that she may have wanted me too. I ran into her 100 years later, and I wondered if she was still vanilla amusement park beautiful, like a roller coaster that kept going up. But she was no Dana of 2002. She was wrinkled like a dollar bill. But that's what happens when you're spinning with the Earth in orbit and chasing it for more. And I wish I could have bought her a makeover and smoothed things out for her. But she was still chasing something, and I was looking the other way.